Found by Laura Ann Phillips. Keisha blinked again. Yes, ginger hairs, stark against the stiff navy fibers that scarcely scrunched under her black hole-cut office shoes. The cat had, indeed, been on the mat. Henry? Henry! No lazy belly-up stretch on the short half-wall between the drawing-room and dining-room table. No disinterested gold slits in a broad oval head that swiveled owl-like from the top shelf of the Space Saver. Tamika appeared, a faded purple spaghetti strap fallen off her bony shoulder. "It lie down there when me come in," she said, pointing to the front door mat with an angular chin. "It nearly tripped me." "He kick him?" Keisha demanded, brushing past Tamika and heading for the front bedroom. "Why he's always sashing? He nearly dropped the royal castle. Pass'd make him jump. But you are studying that." No Henry stretched across her bedspread, although she had not quite expected it. He avoided it when the afternoon was too hot, but it was cooler now, so she had hoped. She glimpsed her tailored navy trouser suit as she passed the wardrobe mirror, still impeccable, and only controlled frizz escaped the dark coils still caught neatly up in a stern-looking bun. "You know we are supposed to have cat hair." Sachin lounged slyly against the middle bedroom doorpost, his expanse filling up the doorway. "No pet." Tamika added shrilly, "I saw it in the rental agreement." "How you would know?" Keisha muttered, but her cousin caught it. "Sachin does try." Tamika clutched his mountainous arm, but he shrugged her off. "Not everybody have big jump." For the 1000th time, Keisha wished she'd said no to their great auntie's offer, ownership of the St. Augustine house in exchange for having Tamika live there, but think they were renting from another party. Auntie was blind, but she saw the types Tamika attracted. "No, we don't have that hair in the agreement," Keisha said icily, striding down the short corridor. "It's extra tenants we're not supposed to have." "Oh, Waddy," Tamika began, but Keisha was at the back door, her hand plunged into a box of kitty-up treats, still near enough to hear Sachin's rumble. "How that big bitch see any mat? She can't see she own foot." She cracked the back door, warily scanning the pasture beyond the fence as she opened it. Checked the back veranda's grey tool cupboard. A stout cream-striped tail would often dangle down the side. Not today. The odd triangle where the white rafters collided in the corner where he loved to nap, his fat body stretched along two connected sides. Not there. "Henry, baby." Keisha shook the box vigorously, the treats clattering round her wrist, neck craned, eyes straining through the gathering dusk. Henry had never been much of a wanderer. How he start now? "Ooh, Mummy, come." Keisha tried not to panic, but it was so odd. That front door mat and Henry really did not match. He hated being underfoot and anything rough. The muffled theme song from the original Star Trek TV series startled her, throbbing in her jacket pocket. "Good evening, Mrs. Keisha." "Yes. Yes, it's already filed." "Oh, you should have received it already. I drop-boxed it since 2:30. Why they wait to call now? Rattled the box again. Well, I just got home, but I can resend it from my phone right after we've finished speaking. Rattling still. Keisha knew how this would play out. Team wondering what to do, the executive done vex, they hoping she wouldn't have to clear out her desk tomorrow. Tracing the sparse guava tree with her eyes, she said, "Hello? Oh, your voice dipped there. 1 minute I hearing you, then." "Yes, go on." "Yes. Yes." Actually, an effective option could be, "Hello?" Click. She'd pressed the off button. An old trick she'd learned at her previous joyless job. Hang up while you're talking. No one would ever dream you'd hang up on yourself. Makes the problem seem authentic. This problem actually was, "Baby, baby." Now the Chenet tree. No little face. "Hen." Her voice emptied as she scanned the open land beyond the back gate. Phone placed on silent and back in her pocket, she walked out onto the pasture, rattling the box, calling out his name. She stiffened as she spotted a figure ahead of her, and in the gloom what seemed to be the figure of a cat. But not Henry. Even from this distance she could see it was not. So strange, though. But she went on and saw another form and another cat. Then another human and cat. What are all these people doing in the pasture, she wondered, with all these cats? Then she saw him. It was him, but he wasn't coming to her. He was going in the direction of all those other cats. "Henry? Henry!" she shouted, and broke into a run, heaving herself through the crabgrass and milkweed, ignoring the sting of Timawi cutting through her leatherette flats. Suddenly Henry stopped, just stood. She heaved herself over to him, stuffing the kitty-ups in her other jacket pocket, and scooped him up to her cheek. "Henry, sweetest boy, you all right?" and ran her fingers carefully over him, dreading the feel of anything sticky or dislodged. He purred like a delivery truck, rubbing a silken head across her chin. "How you out here?" "He knew you would come looking for him. How else he could bring you out here?" A slight form was beside her, a little bent, the street lights at the pasture's edge disappearing into the deep lines cast along the stranger's forehead and cheeks. A fat tortoise-shell cat heaved its length across the lady's shins. "Nah," thought Keisha, holding Henry closer and taking a step back, looking to left and right. "In this pasture, at this hour? Ah, no. I'll take out Tance first." "He wasn't going to leave without you," Tance smiled, extending a hand. But Keisha had already begun a homeward lumber, clutching the cat to her chest. A silver light suddenly flooded the pasture from behind, casting the weeds, the dairy across the highway itself in a bright pewter. The throttle of 10,000 turbines sounded, or what she thought 10,000 turbines altogether would sound like. She stumbled, but dared not fall with Henry in her arms. The chenet tree's obzocky crown loomed high, and although it was also now silvered, the sight boosted all her hope. She hurled herself through the back gate, but the house began dissolving in the silver light, and a craft now materialized where the house had just stood. The grass and the earth shivered, and Keisha did too. Cats know the souls of their humans. You're not tired, Keisha? Sad in soul? The voice seemed to come from inside of her, like a memory almost. The yellow daisy weeds lit up like tiger's eyes where she stood, tracing a path in the grass towards the craft. Henry now meowed even louder than the spaceship, right into her ear. She started and met his imperious gaze, those golden eyes just inches away from her chin. "Them earth dreams again," said the little bent lady gently, looking out at an electric blue nebula through a crystal window. A fat tortoise shell stretched lazily across the back of a deep chocolate armchair beside the window. Keisha nodded. "They still sting." Henry dozed off again, sprawled along her torso, pressing her deeper into the burnt orange couch. "They just get easier with time," said Tance.